Hi guys, quick new video format that I'm doing then. We've got all my videos from TikTok from the past week, plus we've got the choices of Chris from Scentland of the top 5 fragrances of the decade of the 2000s from a recent live stream. Just doing these little impromptu edited videos that are highlights from other stuff I've done during the week, my normal videos with the intros and stuff will continue, of course. By the way, do not forget, use the code MR15 at myfragrancesamples.com to get 15% across the site. That's a USA-based site. They also ship to Canada and Puerto Rico. Amazing range of fragrance samples. One more thing, Bon Viveur. Use the code BON30 for 30% off our special spring offer. That's at nortonandwilson.com. Link in the description. BON30, 30% off. Let's get into the video. If you're looking for a refined, classy, elegant and sophisticated modern fragrance, then allow me to recommend L'Instant de Guerlain. It's also rather affordable at only around £30 for a 50ml bottle here in the UK. This is a stunning fragrance from this historic French brand. The note listing is lemon, star anise, bergamot, elemi, pepper, tea, hibiscus, jasmine, cacao pod, patchouli and sandalwood. This bears all the classic trademarks of this really classy, prestigious French brand. The opening citrus accords are beautifully crisp and delicate. The herbs and spices in the mid are perfectly blended, and that woody dry down with the hint of sweetness and chocolatiness from the cacao and the patchouli makes this a little bit sweet, a little bit tantalizing, a little bit sexy, but still very, very classy. Something you could wear to the office, but it's almost too good. It would be a perfect night out fragrance too. Guerlain, L'Instant de Guerlain, a modern classic in my opinion. You just might have noticed that Johnny Depp's been in court recently fighting his ex Amber Heard. Most of Hollywood seems to have dropped him like a hot potato as soon as those nasty allegations surfaced a few years ago. Well, you have to give credit to one brand, Dior. Dior has kept Depp as the face of their famous fragrance for men Sauvage, first released in 2015, and there have been many subsequent flankers, and he's been very much the man on the billboards promoting them ever since. Now, there's been a hell of a cloud hanging over him, but the brand has really shown some guts, some kahunas, I think, in sticking by their man, and it seems to be about to pay off in a big way for everybody involved. Sauvage, of course, has continued to sell very well. What do you think about this? I'm not saying I know who's right or wrong in the Depp Heard case. I don't know everything about it. I don't know what the jury will decide, but I have to say, he should be innocent until proven guilty, and I have to give credit to Dior for sticking by the face of Sauvage. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Should you buy Club de Nuit Intense Man by Arolf as a clone of Creed Aventus? I say no. It's not a particularly great copy. There are better ones. In all honesty, if you really want to smell like Aventus, I would put the money aside and save up and get the real thing. Club de Nuit Intense Man, I don't say that it's a terrible fragrance, but it's a little rough around the edges. It's a little bit crude. It doesn't have anywhere near the quality of the Creed fragrance. If you would like an affordable alternative to a great Creed fragrance, I would go with Club de Nuit Milestone by Arolf, same house. This is their version of Millésime Imperial by Creed. This is a beautiful fragrance, and for some reason, they've pulled this one off really well. It's juicy, fresh, vibrant, fruity citrus with a bit of a sea air accord and some clean musks. It's fun, it's playful, it's youthful. Some people talk about a salty watermelon smell. Well, yes, I think it does smell that way, and it's very, very similar to the wonderful original Creed fragrance, and it performs better. Club de Nuit Milestone, yes. Club de Nuit Intense Man, probably not. Today I want to tell you about a hidden gem from the house of Creed. Arolf by Creed is a stunning citrus aromatic fragrance, very much unisex in my opinion. This is one of their absolute finest. Amazing fragrance for spring and summertime. So reviving, such high quality ingredients. You can really smell that. And you don't smell like everyone else who maybe is wearing Viking or Aventus. You've got lemon, lime, mandarin, basil, bergamot, ginger, violet accords, fresh florals, lavender, coriander, watermelon, cucumber and jasmine, sandalwood, musk and cedar. It was released way back in 1992. That's their modern note listing. It used to list other stuff and ambergris. It does have this kind of sea spray thing, like a reviving blast in the face from a dolphin jumping in the sea and splashing you, which is not a bad thing, and also absolutely great herbs and beautiful natural smelling fresh citrus. I just think it's incredibly classy. I find performance to be great. It is an under the radar gem in my opinion from the great house of Creed. I really highly recommend Arolf. Hello everyone, the other day I made a video saying if you want Creed Aventus, get Creed Aventus. Don't buy Club de Nuit Intense Man by Arolf as a cheap alternative. It's not that good. However, you may be wondering, if I want Aventus but I don't want to spend that kind of money, what should I buy? Well, I'll tell you my answer. I would buy Cedrat Boise. It's not an out-and-out copy. It has its own characteristics, but it's got a very similar vibe. It's a niche brand, an exclusive brand, but you can get a 120ml bottle for just £88. It's a bit lower than even some designer high street brands. Excellent fragrance. The note listing is as follows. We have lemon, blackcurrant, bergamot, spicy notes, fruity notes, patchouli leaf, water jasmine, cedar, leather, sandalwood, vanilla, white musk, and moss. This is an exquisite, fruity, citrusy fragrance. It has that similar blast of citrus in the opening to Aventus, but it's not pineapple. It's got a little bit of its own character, but it has a similar thing with the blackcurrant and the smooth vanilla. It's so likable. It lasts for ages. It's really good quality. Same vibe as Aventus, slightly different smell, and hardly anyone you know will have heard of it or be wearing it. Cedrat Boise Mancera, my favourite alternative to Creed Aventus. Chris, what is your first pick then for one of your top 5 from the decade of the 2000s?
Yeah, it's from the house of Carolina Herrera, released in 2003, I think it was, and it's called Chic. And
yes.
Yeah, this is a lovely one because it really manages to be fresh, even sort of almost aquatic, fresh, spicy, but and warm as well, and it's just so intelligently blended, and until today smells the same like 2000 when it came out in 2003. Not exactly sure, but I think Carlos Benaim was for example involved with this one, but correct me if I'm wrong. Great longevity, great performance, an absolute stunning compliment getter, and totally under the radar. And the greatest note here is a fantastic watermelon note that is done in an unexpected way when mixing in with fresh spices. I think cardamom, for example, and some sandalwood there as well. And it's just such a lovely composition, and it has this greenness of the original 212 from Carolina Herrera. So it maintains that greenness in a more refreshing modern way. Absolutely stunning fragrance. Chic by Carolina Herrera, 2003. It's still out there.
Still out there. Okay, yeah. Good. Next choice, please.
Okay, talking about dates and date nights and romantic fragrance. I'm not necessarily the most romantic person, but the next one is a typically romantic fragrance to me somehow. Released in the year of 2006 by the house, his last fragrance while he was alive, Gianfranco Ferré, the architect of fashion, and it was simply called Ferré for Men, okay, plural, 2006.
Right.
That was the stuff. I think the parfumeur behind this fragrance is Monsieur Pierre Bourdon, so a bloody legend, right? And this one is a wonderful combination of great floral notes, mostly iris. It's an iris heavy. It has this powderiness of the iris. And I think there's rose in there as well, if I remember well. I don't want to spray it now because it gives me a very, very particular mood. It's floral, fresh and dark at the same time, and it has one of the most wonderful oak moss dry downs and musky oak moss dry downs that I've come across in any fragrance. And this is just so refined, so extremely well blended, and so under the radar. Sadly discontinued by now, but the last fragrance that Gianfranco Ferré released before he passed away the year after, in 2007.
We'll go straight back to you for your third choice.
I really have to say that this decade up until 2008, I think, was very creative still. Another one which was very brave is this one, when Paco Rabanne was still Paco Rabanne. Okay, simply called O. Okay, there's barely anything left in the bottle, so I'm crying like a baby. The Paco Rabanne, released in 2002. And if I remember well, the parfumeur behind this fragrance is Monsieur Olivier Crespe, and this was marketed as actually it's on the back. There's a tester bottle, and La Première Eau de Fougère. So the first Eau de Fougère. That was a very brave attempt to create something new direction, okay, and calling it the first eau de fougère. But this is such an incredibly different freshness here with lavender and some cedar and some musk and some palmarosa and some exotic notes in here, which create a crystal clear, very, very transparent yet very dense and very much present fragrance. So this is not a very it's fresh, crystal clear, but not in your Issey Miyake way, when it's it's just it has some edge to it that is indescribably beautiful, and sets it apart from any watery or clear or crystal clear or extremely fresh fragrance. This is fresh with a twist, an enormous twist, because it has this modern fougère-ness. It's absolutely stunning to create something like this. And I love the bottle, my favorite bottle of them all. I love this original Paco Rabanne for its straightforward, clear-cut lines and easy to handle, and the sprayer as well. Obviously, it kept the original shape and form of Pour-Homme from 73, and it's called, just to make sure, Paco Rabanne Pour-Homme Eau.
Number 4, please, Chris.
Okay, let's stay in France and another traditional French house, and actually a flanker, believe it or not. And the last year, 2009, the house is Lanvin, and it's called Lanvin Homme Sport. And usually with sport fragrances, like, except for probably Sport de Paco Rabanne, you're like, well, okay, a sports flanker, whatever. But this juice is just I think it must be one of Lanvin's best-selling ones, and classiest ones, definitely. I mean, it starts with one of your favorite lemons. I think the Amalfi lemon is your favorite lemon type, right?
That's right. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the only kind of lemon I've got any time for. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And it really gives you the in 2009, it gives you the sports feeling in a extremely classy, uplifting, nice, fresh, green, lemony, mossy, herbal, woody way. I mean, extremely French. This smells like the French opened somewhere around probably early 2000s, because it's modern, yet at the same time it had this traditional backbone to it. It's just and there's some muskiness to it. It's just a perfect composition. A really classy fragrance. Probably the name is not really the best. It's rather, I would probably call it casual chic or something like that, because it requires some dressed upness, but an easygoing one. A casual elegance, and really French and really Lanvin, much like Oxygen as well, which is another great fresh fragrance. That this is 1,000 times better, and the packaging and the bottle and everything is just I really, really like this. And for spring and summer, an amazing choice if you want to smell classy, fresh, without being dated. Fantastic, really, and great performance as well.
Wow, I might have to get this. I've just looked up. I can find it on Notino in the UK. It's only £20, 50 pence for 100 ml. And sounds really nice. Yeah. So official note listing. They got petitgrain, pepper, bergamot, sage, lavender, oak moss, patchouli, musk, and it sounds amazing. Thank you, Chris. I think I might have to. I was thinking I haven't bought that many fragrances lately, so I need some fresh picks for my channel and my video. So maybe it's time I pick that one up. Let's go for your choice number 5 then, please.
Okay,
Chris.
really, one of my favorite fragrances of the decade, and one of my favorite Italian fragrances comes from one of my favorite Italian houses, the house of Trussardi. Released this in the year of 2006. The parfumeur is Nathalie Lorson, genius, and it's called Inside. And the bottle inside has this pattern, this kind of leathery pattern, this usual Trussardi, snake leather type of stuff, and it has this beautiful overall packaging, and inside the bottle.
I see.
Name, It is tremendous. And what this is all about is a is a wonderfully, masterfully blended combination of some fresh bergamot starred with a great coffee note and a great tobacco. But the coffee is not Rocha's coffee. It's not this this pretentious, over pushed coffee like that just kill you. This has some. This smells like an espresso, which small. You drink it quick, and it's there. It's coffee, but it's the real coffee. It has no sweetness. It has no cream. It has no nothing. It's just the quick coffee, and then you have a cigarette, maybe read a newspaper. Fresh in the morning, right? There's some bergamot freshness to it. There's some muskiness in this fragrance. It's dry. It's very dry and extremely Italian. And the only downside may be that this fragrance was never pushy. It's not something that screams for attention. This is rather a second skin type of fragrance, and it's extremely beautiful. Unfortunately, discontinued again, which I don't understand, because it really, to me, it represents the real modern, nice Trussardi style better than any other release of Trussardi since. C'est la vie. It's discontinued, but still around.
Trussardi Inside. There you go again. And that one did not enter my mind at all. So you always give us the surprises, and that's what we love, Chris. It's absolutely great.
Bon viveur, les nouveaux parfums pourront par Naughton et Wilson, parce que la vie est faite pour être appréciée.